So yo, due to the recent passing of Heavy D, I wanted to do a tribute video. I remember Heavy D, my first memories of Heavy D. I remember, I think it was like '85 or whenever Mr. Big Stuff had came out, and I remember thinking, "Wow, that's Dougie Fresh. He got a new record out." And of course, later on, I found out that it won't Dougie. At the time, though, I just thought it wasn't the rhyme pattern or nothing like that. I think it was more along the lines of the pitch and the voice that I thought he sounded like Dougie Fresh. Um, Man, I can't remember when I discovered that it won't. Like a few weeks later, something like that. But you got to see in the videos and whatnot. And I remember thinking, man, this big dude can move. He can dance. He can rhyme. You start learning of his affiliations. With Pete Rock, Eddie F, CL, and Mount Vernon and stuff like that. So I was like, man, okay, yeah, this dude is ready. And just following the albums, the next albums or so. I got to noticing that dude. He don't just do just hip hop. He got a little R&B feel to him, a little reggae feel to him. And to me, I always thought the Blue Funk album from him was his best work. And most of that was because he came off the trails of Peaceful Journey. And back then, being from the products in the hood, we were using slang like he sold out because of all them R&B sounding records and who he had been working with prior to Blue Funk. I wasn't really feeling a lot of the music up there. I'm not saying it was whack, but it just wasn't of my taste. So I remember thinking, man, this Blue Funk is just what we needed. And so, as far as the Blue Funk is concerned, my man Big Nate had copped the album first, and he gave me a review of the album. And he was running down things such as he got a reggae sounding joint up there too, and he got a posse cut with Guru and a couple other dudes, and he told me about the Pete Rock production and how he addressed the Peaceful Journey album. But when he got to them two premiere joints, it was a wrap. I knew this dude was official then. And so I would go over his crib and listen to it over there. We bang it out. And just to know that, Premier gave him that 92 interlude from off that Gangstar album that they didn't use and that me and my peoples always wish that he would have used. I said, man, this is groundbreaking. So I was real happy about that. And like albums after that, I kind of won't really feel it in a way. Waterbed Hev and all this and that. Like I said, I didn't really think the music was whack. But around that time, I was a super diehard Preem fan, and I was all into the whole NWA movement and all the classic material coming from Melly Mel and people like that. So what Heavy D was doing at the time just wasn't really where I was as far as music. But I thought it was good sounding music. I didn't really care for it that much, but he definitely left his mark. But I want to address like a couple of the songs, a few of the songs that really impacted me. And first off is the Don't Curse joint. That Don't Curse. I mean, the star-studded lineup and the lyrics that everybody was spitting. And that beat Pete Rock laid down. Now I know that sample had been mad used. But yo, the way Pete Rock was scratching in a chorus from the rapper that was about to jump in and rip next, it's crazy, man. So I think like Heaven went first, and then it was G Rap. So Pete Rock, you know how he is. Cool G Rap, yep, in the house. Cool G Rap, yep, in the house. Cool G Rap, in the house. Cool G Rap, yep, in the house. Woo! And you know how G Rap, he gonna come in strong. You telling me don't curse. First I did it worse than the verse. Whatever he was saying. going in, yo. I mean, it was crazy. So I think Grand Pooba went next. And Pooba at that time was one of my all time favorites, if not my favorite. And he chilling on the sideline. You see cameos of him. He doing like that. He about to go. And Pete Rock, you know how he did. Grandpoo, your grandpoo want a rival. Grandpoo, grandpoo want a rival. Grandpoo, your grandpoo want a rival. Grandpoo want a rival. He come in like that with the knapsack on. Don't curse, bust it. Ooh, just straight classic material. I think after Grand Pooba, what was the CL? Yeah, God cipher the rhyme, so don't curse. Go CL, CL smooth, come correct. Go CL, CL smooth, come correct. CL smooth, come CL smooth, come correct. Woo! Pete Rock did his thing. CL went in, and then afterwards, I think it was like Kane. Kane went in next. Woo! Now, for all y'all that don't know, Pete Rock is notorious for using Kane and Big scratch samples. I mean, you go back and listen to the classic Pete Rock and CL Smooth albums, or even remixes and stuff he did for other people. You can tell that that whole Marley Marl movement on the radio back in New York was very influential on him. So then he rip it up for Kane. Big Daddy, if Big Daddy, if Big Daddy. My man, my mellow, get on the mic cause you know you eat jello. Oh man, man, it was just colossal, man. And then I think afterwards, Pete Rock ended up going himself. He didn't use a scratch chorus for him. I didn't like that, but that was fine. He went, and then I think Q-Tip whip. He didn't use one for Q-Tip, and the half ended it. But it was just a nice, good, feel good record. Um, like I said, star-studded lineup. Everybody did their thing pretty much. I mean, that's what it was. And my favorite joint from Hev is probably the Here Comes the Hefster. The way Preem laid down that jazzy sounding beat and just using the scratch chorus from off of the Pete Rock and CL Smooth album, that joint, The Basement, where Hev was a guest up there, was just that was just that classic boom bap. That was just that classic Premier sound at the time, which is evolved now. But man, I mean, it's everything you wanted from a Premier track. And of course, Hev, he ripped it. He did his thing for what he do. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing. So the beat though. Tick tock, tick, things are getting. Here comes the hamster, and I know what makes it. Here comes the hamster, and I know what makes you sick. Here comes the hamster, and I know what makes you break it down. So easy does it on the DL, the hamster. So easy does it on the DL. So easy does it on the hamster. So easy does it on the DL. So easy does it on the DL, the hamster. So easy does it on the DL. So easy does it on the DL, the hamster. So easy does it on the DL. Oh man. Extraordinary, man. Extraordinary. And of course, you know, the Yes Yes Y'all joint, the interlude on the Gangstar album that they didn't use. You wanted Guru to spit on it. You always said, man, why they didn't use that? He gave it to Hefster. Now, I did think the segments where Hefster were rhyming on it, I thought Preem some kind of way could have did that part better. But still, I was definitely in love with the song. So, Heavy D, Mr. Big Time, you definitely will be missed. We really didn't know. I didn't. I'll just say for me, I didn't really know how much of an impact you had on me until you was gone. Cause I used to try to always mimic his style back in the late '80s, early '90s. You know what I'm saying, and try to format it into how I flow. So no doubt, man, you definitely will be missed. saying?